You've got a 401k, maybe a savings account with a healthy balance, maybe even a brokerage account on the side. By most measures, you'd say your finances are in pretty decent shape. And honestly, you're probably not wrong. But here's something I've seen play out over and over again in more than 20 years as a financial planner. There's a massive difference between having money and having a plan. Having money is great. A plan is what actually gets you somewhere. Think about it like going to the doctor for a physical. Most people feel completely fine right up until the moment they don't. And that checkup, it's not there because you feel bad. The checkup's there to catch the stuff you can't feel yet. Your finances work the same way. You might feel fine, but that doesn't mean there aren't gaps quietly working against you. In this video, I'm walking you through 5 signs that your financial plan has a serious gap in it. And I promise at least one of these is going to hit close to home for you. I'm Jeff McDermott, a certified financial planner and founder of Create Wealth Financial Planning. Let's dig in. Gap number 1, too much cash sitting on the sidelines. I see this all the time, especially with executives and high earners, people with high income. When you look at your savings account and you see a big number, it feels like a win. And in many ways it is. But if the number is way more than you actually need parked there, it's working against you. Everybody wants a solid emergency fund, of course. 3 to 6 months of living expenses is the typical target. But after that, cash sitting in a savings account, earning next to nothing, isn't being responsible. It's leaving money on the table. Inflation is the silent tax on that uninvested cash. A dollar that isn't growing is a dollar that's slowly shrinking in purchasing power. The big savings balance feels like security, but if you're losing money in the form of purchasing power, you're losing money slowly. The fix isn't complicated. Once your emergency fund is set, put the rest to work. Whether it's contributing more to an investment account or paying high interest debt or funding other goals, that idle cash needs a job. I like to tell folks, set a high water mark for their cash accounts. And every 3 to 6 months, sweep any extra funds above that line into their investment account. Now, gap number 2, no clear retirement target. A lot of people are saving for retirement, but few of them actually know what number they're saving towards. And that distinction matters more than almost anything else in the plan. Saving without a target is like driving without a destination. You might be moving, but you have no idea if you're on the right road. According to a survey from Schwab, only about 36% of participants surveyed had a written financial plan. And of the people who do have a plan, nearly all of them report feeling confident that they'll hit their goals. But the people without one, not so much. Your retirement number, now that's not just an account balance on the day you stop working, and I don't advise trying to target some random 7-figure number that just sounds good. Your retirement number is really a function of how much you plan to spend each year, what other income sources you might have, like Social Security or a pension, how long you expect retirement to last, your tax situation, what kind of lifestyle you want. It's math that actually has to get done, factoring all those different pieces. So you might be on the right track, or you might need a little bit of tweaking, or you might be way off. The only way to know is to do the work. Now, gap number 3 I see, all the money in one type of account. Lots of people know they should be diversified when it comes to investments, but fewer people think about diversification from a tax perspective, and that can be very costly. I meet a lot of folks where all the money is in the 401k. But look at this chart showing the 3 main buckets of tax treatment: tax now, tax later, and tax never. If all your retirement savings dollars are in a traditional 401k or IRA, every dollar you pull out in retirement is going to be taxed as ordinary income. Every single dollar. We call this your tax later money. Deduction now, taxable later, and it might be fine depending on your situation, but it's a risk if tax rates go up or if you need flexibility. So having a mix of account types gives you options. A Roth account, for example, can grow tax-free and come out tax-free in retirement. This is a very powerful tax never money. A taxable brokerage account is tax now money, but it gives you access to money without early withdrawal penalties and extremely useful in managing your tax bracket. Super important if you're thinking about retiring early. If all your money's in a 401k and you want to retire at 55, you're going to have a tricky time accessing those funds without penalties before age 59 and a half. There are exceptions to workarounds like the 401k rule of 55, I know that, but they require some advanced planning. There's also the healthcare angle. If you retire before Medicare eligibility at 65, you probably are going to be on marketplace health insurance, and premiums and subsidies are tied to your taxable income. If all your withdrawals are taxable, you could accidentally earn yourself right out of a subsidy. Roth withdrawals, on the other hand, generally don't count towards that income, and a brokerage account can also help you manage your taxes, since only the capital gains are taxed, not the purchase basis. It's a powerful planning tool, only if you've built the account up ahead of time. So tax diversification is one of those things that takes years to build. You have to start working on it now. The 4th gap I often see is employee benefits being left on the table. Especially if you're a high-earning vice president or executive, don't leave benefits on the table. You probably have access to standard benefits and maybe some unique higher-level offerings that are there. Be sure to look them over, and when it makes sense, pick them up. A couple we can talk about. First, the Healthcare Savings Account, or HSA. If you're in a high deductible healthcare plan, you're likely eligible for an HSA. For 2026, that means you could contribute up to $4,400 for an individual or $8,750 for a family. The HSA is the only account with the triple tax advantage. Contributions are pre-tax, growth is tax deferred, and withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are tax-free. It's a fantastic tool. Lots of people either don't use it or don't maximize it. Beyond the HSA, you might have an employee stock purchase plan. If your employer offers that, you might be able to buy company stock at a big discount, 10 to 15% sometimes. It's an instant return before the stock even moves. And I've even seen plans with look-back periods that can magnify that discount even more. Higher level executives, you might have access to a deferred compensation plan. Also, don't forget about things like group life insurance at low cost. Long-term disability coverage available. Long-term disability is seriously overlooked by so many. In many ways, disability insurance is even more important than life insurance. If you're still here, but unable to earn income financially, that can be a bigger issue than not being here at all. So take a serious look at your benefits package. If you're not sure what's in there, make time to find out. Some of the answers might surprise you. And the fifth gap I promised, no detailed plan connecting everything together. This is it, the big one. You can be doing a lot of things right and still have a major gap if these things aren't connected and coordinated. Contributing to the 401k? Great. Got that HSA? Awesome. Got another brokerage account? Heck yeah. But are all those things working together towards the same set of goals? Or are they just individual financial moves you've made along the way? A real financial plan is a well thought out system that ties your goals, timeline, income, your accounts, the tax situation, your risk tolerance, all into a single cohesive strategy. Without it, you're just working with pieces, not the big picture. As I said earlier from that Schwab survey, the folks surveyed that didn't have a plan tying it all together meant that they were a little bit more unsure about things, and the ones that had a plan felt the most confident about their journey. A good financial planner works like a primary care physician, not just treating one symptom, looking at the whole picture, asking the right questions, making sure nothing is missed. That's the value of having someone in your corner who does this every day. So if you spotted a gap in your own plan while watching this video, that's okay. Step 1 is raising awareness. Step 2, doing something about it. If this video was useful, share it with a friend or colleague who might need to check for their own gaps. You might save them from a gap they didn't even know they had. And if you spotted a gap in your own plan and want to talk through it, I'd love to help. Head over to Create Wealth Financial Planning, book your free intro call. We'll spend some time chatting about where you are today, where you want to be, the challenges you see, and then we'll go from there. I've got the link in the description, and I hope to talk to you soon.